The new Southwest Airlines is here, right now. I recently had the chance to fly aboard November 8972 Sierra, one of several Southwest aircraft now featuring the airline's all-new cabin and seating design. Are these new Recaro seats as comfortable as their Meridian predecessors? And is the extra legroom worth the upcharge? Join me as we explore these questions on a journey from Dallas Love Field to Houston Hobby and onwards to Las Vegas, experiencing both extra legroom and standard economy aboard Southwest Airlines' brand new cabin. I arrived bright and early at Dallas Love Field for the first revenue flight of November 8972 Sierra, featuring Southwest Airlines' brand new cabin. This marks a significant shift for Southwest as it represents a break from their long-standing seating supplier, Collins Aerospace. Up until now, Southwest aircraft have featured one of two seat types: the BE Aerospace Innovator 2 seats found on their Boeing 737-700s and a small subfleet of 737-800s, and the Collins Aerospace Meridian seats on the 737-800 and MAX fleets. Now, Southwest Airlines has transitioned to Recaro for future deliveries. Over time, the BE Aerospace Innovator 2 seats will be phased out, leaving a fleet comprised of Meridian and R2 seats. At the gate, there was noticeable excitement among Southwest employees, many of whom took the early morning opportunity to check out the new aircraft up close. Since the flight was relatively open, boarding began shortly afterwards and moved quickly and efficiently. Without further ado, let's check out the brand new airplane. Taking my first steps aboard the aircraft, I immediately noticed the enhanced mood lighting and refreshed cabin atmosphere. Southwest has redesigned several aspects of its interior alongside the new seats, including a cleaner, more cohesive color palette for the lighting, new carpet patterns, and a modern blue gradient on the bulkheads. The airplane felt professional, unified, and noticeably more calming to walk through. I made my way to seat 16A, an extra legroom overwing exit seat. My first impressions was that the seat felt surprisingly softer than the previous generation of Southwest seats. The ergonomics are greatly improved, making it far more user-friendly than older designs. There's a mobile device holder with a rubber stop, letting you watch videos hands-free, and dual 60-watt USB-A and USB-C charging ports conveniently located beside it. The tray table includes cup holders on both sides, catering to both left and right-handed passengers. The seat back pocket has been reworked into multiple smaller compartments, making it easier to organize and access your belongings. The headrest is a standout feature. It can move both upward and downwards to fit passengers of different heights and head shapes, and adjustable wings fold out for extra head support. The wings felt very sturdy and could support my head with ease, which should be welcome news for those trying to sleep with head support. The recline function felt more gentle and easier on the body than on previous generation Southwest seats, making the overall experience smoother and less taxing. Overall, the flexibility of the seat really stands out, accommodating a wide range of body types and preferences. Other subtle improvements include sturdier armrests that now use circular release buttons instead of the square Meridian ones, offering better feel and support. The R2 seats are also shaped to give the middle passengers slightly more space, helping the entire row feel more balanced and comfortable. Lastly, the carpet and bulkheads tied the design together with flowing circular patterns on the floor and a clean blue gradient replacing the old gray swoop motif. Legroom and extra legroom economy was excellent, and I had plenty of space to stretch my legs and move around. I'm approximately 6'1", and I had no issues stretching out comfortably. Later in this video, I'll show a comparison between this legroom and standard economy. Before long, it was time to push back and begin our short flight to Houston Hobby.
A portable charger or power bank to charge your electronic devices. Please keep them inside. We'll conduct over the safety features of our Boeing 737 MAX 8. The safety information with any face coverings before donning an oxygen mask. We are here for your comfort and
If these seats look familiar, that's because they are. The Recaro R2 is an updated version of the Recaro BL3710 seat. Both the R2 and its predecessor, the BL3710, are commonly used by European carriers such as Luxair, LOT Polish Airlines, and KLM, as well as by US competitor Alaska Airlines. Other airlines use derivatives or variations of these seats, such as Fly Dubai, Qatar Airways, China Southern Airlines, and Delta on their A350. Southwest isn't the first airline globally or even in North America to adopt these seats, but they chose a slightly different configuration, removing the fold-out cup holder near the device holder that other airlines often include. Since the Dallas to Houston flight was relatively short, only water service was provided. Nevertheless, in that brief time, the extra legroom seat proved very comfortable. I've flown extra legroom on one of Southwest's reconfigured airplanes that used their older seating design before, but these new seats felt much more user-friendly and comfortable. Before descent and arrival, it's also worth noting that Southwest has made another subtle change to the cabin layout. On existing 737 MAX 8 and 800 airplanes, the overwing exit rows previously had just 2 seats on each side, giving the seats behind them essentially unlimited legroom. In the revised LOPA, that's layout of passenger accommodation, that 2-2 row has been moved from the overwing exit to the last row of the airplane. All newly delivered Boeing aircraft will feature this configuration, and starting in 2026, all existing MAX 8 and 800 NG airplanes will be retrofitted to match this standard. I didn't have the opportunity on this trip to experience the last row of 2-2 seating, but hope to in the future. Soon enough, we began our descent and early morning arrival with the beautiful sunset into Houston Hobby. After a quick taxi to the gate, I deboarded the aircraft, took a brief walk around Houston Hobby, and returned to the gate to reboard the same plane for a flight to Las Vegas. For the flight to Las Vegas, I sat in 18F, a regular economy seat. I wanted to experience what regular economy felt like on a longer 3.5-hour flight. The regular economy seats are physically the same as the extra legroom seats, just with different seat covers. Southwest's extra legroom seats on the 737 MAX and 800 feet will have 34 inches of seat pitch, whereas the 737-700s will have 36 inches. The standard economy seats, like 18F, feature 31 inches of seat pitch, which aligns with the current non-configured 700s today. I won't go over the seat design again, as it's the same as on the previous flight, but it felt more than adequate. At roughly 6'1", once again, I still had enough space to stretch my legs comfortably. One noticeable improvement on this flight was the larger BSI Boeing space bins, which are bigger than the original Sky Interior bins. This reduces the need to gate check bags. The flight was nearly full, with only approximately 10 seats available, and there were no gate announcements requesting bags. In theory, these larger bins can accommodate more carry-on bags than the passenger seat count, helping mitigate space issues. This doesn't mean gate checks will never happen, but it's a meaningful improvement for cabin storage. Soon enough, boarding was completed and we taxied to the runway for morning departure to Las Vegas. In-flight service was typical of Southwest, friendly, energetic crews with drinks and snacks provided during cruise. The in-flight Wi-Fi entertainment portal worked smoothly and offered a large selection of movies, TV shows, music, and live TV. A flight tracker is also available. As of the time of writing for this video, free Wi-Fi is scheduled to launch within a week for Southwest. All you need is a Rapid Rewards account, which is free to sign up for, making it a very welcome addition. I do have several thoughts on the legroom in these new seat configurations. If you're comfortable with Southwest's current 737-700 seating pitch, then these new seats should feel fine, and in many ways, they're an improvement. They're less bulky than previous generation seats, which creates more physical space between passengers. Even with these retrofits, Southwest Airlines still provides equal, or in many cases more, legroom in regular economy than the competitors on similar aircraft, including United, American, Delta, Alaska, Avelo, Breeze, Allegiant, Frontier, Spirit, and Hawaiian. JetBlue is currently the only US airline offering more legroom in regular economy, but with an asterisk. Once JetBlue introduces its mini domestic first-class seats in 2026, their 32 to 33-inch economy pitch will shrink down to approximately 30 inches to maintain the 162 seat count on retrofitted Airbus A320s. The point is, I had no issues with legroom and was able to sleep for almost the entirety of the 3.5-hour flight. Many nearby passengers also seemed impressed, immediately taking advantage of the ergonomic features, including the adjustable headrest and device holders. I've flown on Southwest Innovator 2 and Meridian seats both before and after this flight, and I much prefer these new Recaro seats. Southwest and Recaro weren't exaggerating when they mentioned increased padding. The seats felt more comfortable and I was more relaxed than on an older Meridian seat. I understand that Southwest is undergoing changes and facing criticism, but I don't see these new seats and cabins as a negative. For fans of extra legroom economy, myself included, having flown on United, Delta, Alaska, Lufthansa, JetBlue, Air Canada, WestJet, and other global carriers, and extra legroom, these seats hit the mark. A little extra space without the steep cost of business or first class. The value of extra legroom seats and their pricing is up to your personal discretion. For reference, a February booking for similar flights shows a basic economy Dallas to Houston ticket on Southwest at $86 with a $33 extra legroom upgrade, while Houston to Las Vegas has a basic economy ticket price of $88 with a $63 upgrade. By comparison, United Airlines offers the same basic economy fare of $89 from Houston to Las Vegas, but you can only access a comparable extra legroom seat by upgrading to regular economy for an additional $20 and then purchasing the overwing exit seat for an additional $109, totaling $247 versus $151 on Southwest. Furthermore, this doesn't even factor in the greater flexibility and carry-on allowance that Southwest includes with their basic economy offering, which United Airlines does not provide. So, if you're looking for an extra legroom seat, Southwest possibly and can offer a competitive option. Combined with free Wi-Fi coming online soon and new exclusive snacks for extra legroom passengers, this is a solid step forward for Southwest. When I flew extra legroom economy on United's Airbus A319 with simply fruit bars, I was tweaking, so if Southwest reaches that level, I would be very satisfied as a customer. Soon enough, we began our descent and arrival under the morning skies of Las Vegas.
Afterwards, this hard.
To be candid, I really like these seats. They're comfortable, their ergonomics are a welcome improvement over Southwest's previous generation, and the headrest works well for different body types and heights. The extra legroom seats felt plentiful with the space they provided, and the regular economy seats still provided enough space for me to rest comfortably. With free Wi-Fi coming online soon, new destinations like St. Martin and Anchorage, and rumors of updates such as lounges and new aircraft types, I'm very interested to see what Southwest looks like in the future. Next year, in 2026, Southwest Airlines aims to retrofit all of their 737-800 and MAX aircraft with larger BSI Boeing space bins, and also retrofit their 737-700 fleet with new seats featuring in-seat power and LED lighting. These are welcome changes. It's a different airline than before, but I don't believe it's a worse one. Unfortunately, it's not 1985, 95, 2005, or even 2015, and Southwest eventually was going to have to change, but I'm cautiously optimistic about these changes. We very much so could see a Southwest airplane in Europe someday, and with the pace of the changes they've been implementing, I'm very eager to see what's next. On that note, thank you so much for watching, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. I'm Jordan, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.